Hi there, Camion here. When I signed up for my first competition that required flying with firearms, I had a lot of apprehension. And it seems I'm not the only one. One of the most common questions I'm asked and I see on forums online is how to effectively pack and fly with firearms. With the suggestions of my fellow teammates and after much trial and error, I have a pretty reliable system down. And this video will show you how I pack for travel and flying. First and foremost, you're going to need a hard-sided lockable gun case. Since I primarily fly for 3-gun events, I needed a case that would carry and protect my 3 firearms: pistol, rifle, and shotgun. My selection of case was based on a number of different factors. First, advice from fellow competitors. They've been doing this a while, they should know what they're doing. Second, reviews found online. And third, discounts, because really, who doesn't love discounts? Patriot Cases is a huge supporter of 3-gun events and often runs discounts on their cases. One such instance was the Brownells Lady 3-Gun Pro-Am Challenge in October of 2014. Based upon their reputation and discounts offered, I decided to go with the Patriot Cases SKB Ultimate 3-Gun Case, shown here. It has pre-cut custom foam and well thought out configuration. This case is great for the protection of your firearms. One downside, though, is at larger matches, you may need to carry your firearms and gear from bay to bay. It can be done with this case because it does have wheels down here at the very end. However, rolling over gravel and dirt, the march can be very difficult and tedious. I was politely instructed by fellow competitors to take out the foam and place everything into a large range bag. So, the number 2 item you're going to need is a large soft-sided range bag. There are several different large soft-sided cases out on the market. I currently use Voodoo Tactical's 46-inch mole padded weapon bag. This bag is great for hauling gear, firearms, and tons of other different things. It features 2 different carrying methods. We have our standard handles shown here. And then what I really like about it is it also has a backpack style harness, which allows me to carry it like a backpack. So when I'm out on the range, I can have everything on, very easy, very nice, especially for smaller individuals. So, using this method, I can haul all 3 firearms: shotgun, rifle, put my pistol in here. I can also hold enough ammo in the pouches here for 3 to 4 stages, plus mags, pouches, snacks, my belt, all of my gear is in here. If I had some additional mole pouches, which I could attach easily, I could carry even more. Now that I have the 2 essential items for packing my gear, let's get to the nitty-gritty of packing. I have this process down to a science, and I always keep a list of gear I pack in the hard case and the total weight. This list travels with me so I know what I can and cannot pack in the case. First, I pack the essentials, the firearms, because honestly, without those, it's going to be a very difficult competition. Remember to keep the chambers open or chamber flags inserted. With the soft case placed inside the hard case, the first firearm that I put in is my shotgun. I line my shotgun up along the very front, normally bolt facing inward. Line it up here because then it's out of the way and it's one less thing to knock around inside of the case and hit my scope. So the next thing I'm going to put in is my rifle. Again, my rifle goes in. I'm going to have it down on the very bottom, again just for safety reasons. It's one less thing to get knocked around when you put it in. I always like to make sure that my muzzles are always pointed in the same direction. You're going to have to open your firearm case when you get to the airport. It's just nice to know when somebody's looking at it, you know which direction your firearms and your muzzle is pointed. I secure my rifle with the built-in straps of the case. Just keeps it from being knocked around. It's all nice and tight. My last firearm that I'm going to put in is going to be my pistol. I actually place my pistol in 2 bags. I have my pistol, I place it inside of a soft bag first because a lot of times at the range, the bays and the safety areas are farther apart. So instead of having to carry the large soft bag, I place it in its own small little bag so that way I can take it out, go to a safe area, take it out of the bag, insert it into my holster, take it out of my holster, insert it back into the bag. So zip that up, make sure that that's ready to go. I place it down here towards the muzzle end because that gives me just a little bit more room. Then again, the other thing I like to do is I take my zipper always goes to where the muzzle is pointed. I can get it zipped here. And this way I know, out on the range, quick and easy, top of the zipper, top of the muzzle. This might not look very padded, but it's amazingly safe. From inside a plane, I watched my case fall off the conveyor belt when the airline attendants got backed up and forgot to stop the conveyor as it was riding up. I was sure I had either broken firearms or my scope had lost its zero. Amazingly, neither of these things occurred. My firearms arrived at their destination in one functioning piece, and my scope was still sighted in. After making sure my firearms are securely packed inside of the soft case, I then move on to the accessories that I'm going to need at the match. Using this configuration, I am able to pack 3 pistol magazines. I take 3 pistol magazines simply because you generally don't need more than 2 in a 3-gun match, so in case one fails, I always have a 3rd one. And I take 2 pistol pouches. Again, makes it easier to carry if I have it in the case. I simply just line up my magazines along the side. The next thing I take are 2 rifle. Again, I take 2 long ones. Most of the time you're never going to need more than one. Again, if one fails or you have problems, you then have 2. So if I only have 2, one's going to go in the gun, one's going to go in one case. So I have 2 rifle magazines, 1 holster. Next most important item are my 2 carbon arms pinwheels. Now these I need for my shotgun. Absolutely love them. I actually have different colors simply to designate if there's multiple stages, different types of rounds. Generally use these for bird. This comes in for buckshot or slugs. Again, they just line up along the side here, nice and easy. And the last thing that I pack inside is my holster. Again, place it inside, nice and easy. These are the essentials because anything else I'm probably going to be able to borrow from another competitor. I pack my inner belt and outer belt in my suitcase. Other than that, I'm ready to go. As you can see, these are the essentials that I'm going to need for a match. So if my luggage gets lost or some sticky fingers decides to help themselves to the contents of my suitcase, I am still able to compete. Everything else can either go in carry-on or checked baggage. And we have a very nice 3-gun community, so if something happens, generally you're going to be able to find somebody who's going to allow you to borrow or use their equipment. With everything packaged tightly inside, the case closed and ready for transport, I'm going to show you how much the final weight is. Step on my scale here, wait till it gets zeroed, put this bad boy on top of it, and I come in at 49.6 pounds. With very little wiggle room in the weight department, it helps to have that packaging list handy. I always know what goes in the pack and what I need to find an additional home for, like prizes or sponsor stuff that I get at the match. Hopefully this video helps you better understand the logistics of packing your competition firearms and equipment for flying. Just like with everything else in competition shooting, this process can be redefined and modified depending upon your needs and as you progress in the sport. By sharing the basic techniques for hard-sided travel, hopefully I've helped alleviate some of the apprehension and provided a good starting point for your next adventure. Good luck, and I hope to see you out on the range. Even Tactical Kitty agrees, this is the best way to pack.